for coming once again to Monday night, the gate of trust, the duty of the heart. Almighty God will bless all of you. Daniel, you know what's the name of this month? Today is Rosh Chodesh. Which Chodesh does? Which Rosh Chodesh? Shvat. You know what Shvat stands for? Shvat shenishma besorot tovot. You know what I said? That we're going to hear good news. Shvat, Shin, Bet, Tet. Shin stands for shenishma. Bet, besorot. Tet, tovot. That we're going to hear always good news. What do we need in life? To hear good news. That's it. This is what we need. When a person has good news, they have everything. So hopefully from now on, we're going to hear only good news until the final good news of Mashiach Tzidkenu that come to redeem all of us. B'mehera b'yameinu and let us say amen. Our שיעור תורה tonight is going to be לעילוי נשמת האיש הקשר והישר שנפטר בשם דונם מול ארום הרחמים בן ליזה לאה וגם את אליעזר בן אנג'לה וגם את לעילוי נשמת האישה הכשרה שנפטרה בשם דונם מרת זילפה בת בנור וגם את אליהו בן שרה דוד בן שרה הן וכל השבויים מהם בכלל הרחמים והצליחות וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. I will start the shiur today with a story, a simple story and a beautiful message behind. Pelchas, listen to this. One time Nikolai, you know who is Nikolai? The Tsar Nikolai. You know, just to mention the name of the Tsar who was frightened. Nikolai was a very bad man. He was not so pleasant. He killed millions of people. Like all the Tsars of Russia. It's not like the president today. What exactly the president can do? In that time, to be the Tsar of Russia, you had the ability to kill or to bring life to people. So much. Anyone that just got close to you was frightened. One day Nikolai is walking into the street and he saw a Jewish guy, a Chassid, with peot, with streimel, with a special suit, with a special shoes, a Chassid. He was so impressed. He asked his helper, tell this rabbi I want to see him in my palace. You know, when you're a Jew and they tell you that Nikolai want to see you, Houston, we have a problem. You know, he was so afraid. He said, why does Nikolai want to see me? I'm a Jew. What does Nikolai have to do with me? They said, listen, you don't have a lot of choices. Tomorrow, 10 o'clock in the morning, you have a choice. You have a meeting with Nikolai, the Tsar Nikolai, the Tsar of Russia. Better be that you're going to be there. The whole night he doesn't sleep. He's going on to all his friends. And he's asking the friend what to do. They told him, listen, don't come to Nikolai with the beard. It doesn't look nice. In halakha, according to halakha, if you don't shave with the knife, if you shave with the machine, you can do it. Shave the beard. Because if you're going to come to him with the, anyone next to the Tsar was shaving, you're going to be the only one, you might going to die. He had no choice, he took the beard. And the other guy told him, don't come with the streimel. What do you have to tell him, that you're a Jew? Are you out of your mind? You come into the Tsar of Russia, and in his face you prove him that you're a Jew? Who wants to see a Jew? Take the streimel and say, what I'm going to put? He said, don't worry. Put a baseball hat. Yankees, schmonkeys. Put something, you're going to look cool. The other friend told him, listen to this. Take the peot. Put the peot in the top. And then put the hat. This way he's not going to see that you have peot. Another friend told him, this is what he did. Another friend told him, don't come with the tie and then the suit. Wear Levi's, America. Come with Nike, Jordan. Kapara alecha, you're going to look cool. Why are you coming like old fashioned? Change yourself, come with Levi's, Nike. He came day after when he's shaving Yankees or Boston Red Sox with the hat of Boston. Peot is here, nobody see. He came with Nike and jeans. He looked cool and he's talking to him, yes. The Tsar is looking at him and said, excuse me, who are you? He said, what do you mean, who are you? I'm the person that you asked me to come. 10 o'clock in the meeting. He looked at them and said, who are you? He said, I'm sorry, my dear Zar. I'm the one that you asked me. They told me that you asked me to see you. He said, I'm asking you already 3 times. Who are you? He said, I'm the one that the rabbi yesterday that you saw. He said, so why do you look like this? I don't understand. The only reason I want to see you is because your beautiful ways that you look. The unusual way that you look. People that look like you, I have all over. I don't need you to come here. I have maybe millions of them. The only reason I choose you because you are unique. Our sages said that the reason that the Jewish nation got saved from Egypt is because something that in our eyes look like it's not important. They didn't change the language. They didn't change the names. And they didn't change the clothing. Meaning they didn't change themselves. And life is very important when you're getting married. When you're looking for a spouse, a husband or wife. When you're going outside to make business. Do not change who you are, just the opposite. Be proud for who you are. Because what you have, nobody have. The fact that you go with kippah, the fact that your name is Binyamin, Daniel, Asher, Yaakov, Israel, Abraham, Adam, Ilan, Raphael, something to be proud. A minute that we go to business, our name is Bob. How do you get to Bob? I don't understand. You know what's the Bob furniture? His name is Yaakov Cohen. Israeli guy, he came from Israel. A minute he came here, Bob. How do you get to Bob? Yaakov Cohen. How did Yaakov Cohen get to Bob? Why do we have to change who we are? Today we change a little, tomorrow we change a little, until we disappeared. Do not change who we are. How many times in a date when people is going, they're dating outside, they change in their personality, they become nice and pleasant. You know, many things. But you know what's the problem with changing? Changing is temporary. One day it's going to back up. It's going to back up. And then it's going to come in back. Then what are you going to do? Be who you are. Daniel, you know what I love about you? You are as honest that you can get. You are the real deal. And I love people. I know that you have many questions. Why Rabbi Vaknin like? First of all, I love every person, every Jew. But you have something unique. Honest. Real. You know how difficult it is to find in our life? Real people, honest people. This is God's gift. For good and for better, but it's always a gift. It's a gift to be honest. The fourth message of tonight. Do not be influenced by society. You see, listen to this story. I know it's connected to the previous one. It was a guy that just got married. Pinchas, you're going to love this one. This one you're going to love. It was a guy that just got married. You know, he had one donkey, and the whole time, he took his wife in the donkey. So what the gentleman is doing? He's putting the wife on the donkey, right, Alex? He's walking around, and what people said, he hear people speak. How can you put the wife? This is not our tradition. A man have to be in top of the donkey. The wife have to walk and the men have to be. Sephardic tradition. How come he changed the tradition? Washing dishes, helping the wife. He have to do teshuvah. Bringing tradition back. He hear the people. What do we do usually? We be in influence. So he heard people that to say that. You know what he did? He told his wife, excuse me, get off. He's riding the donkey. And the wife walking in front. And then people said, I don't understand. How can it be that a man is driving the donkey and he doesn't give a space for his wife? What a cruel human being. What a selfish human being. You know what he did? He put his wife behind and him and the wife carried riding the donkey. 5 minutes later, he heard new people. They said, I don't understand. These two people, they're not small. They thank God they're big. The donkey is so small. How can they carry the donkey? They're going to kill the donkey. They are so heavy. Shame on them that they're walking. If they're going to listen to us, they're going to carry the donkey on themselves. You know what they did? The husband and the wife went down, they took the donkey with them. 10 minutes later, they hear people, they said, you see these 3 donkeys? 2 donkeys carried out. Which human being carried them? What's the moral story? How many times in life we're losing our identity because what people said? Wow. We're getting married in places that we don't like. We have no money to get married over there. What's the reason we're doing it? Because what people said. We wear certain watches and certain shoes and certain clothing only because what people said. We put in so much pressure. We even ashamed to see and to look like a religious man. Maybe people will tell you, you're French. You become black hat. You don't lose yourself. Because we are ashamed from the friend with the hood. You know, the hood friends. The one that's going to make fun of you because suddenly you start to become Shomer Shabbat. I don't understand why you become too religious. Why you become... Ladies and gentlemen, don't listen from what people said. The reason that God saved the Jewish nation, even though they didn't keep Torah Mitzvot, far away from Torah Mitzvot. Yes, indeed, but at least one thing, they kept Jewish identity. They looked like a Jew, they spoke like a Jew, and they dressed like a Jew. How did they say it in English? If the voice is a rooster, and the look is a rooster's, he is a rooster's. If you look like a Jew, you talk like a Jew, and you dress like a Jew, you are a Jew. That's it. And do not lose your identity, and do not be ashamed from who you are. You are a Jew, and if you keep in Shabbat, if you keep in mitzvot, if you're walking outside with tzitzit, and if you have a kippah, do not be ashamed. Don't let the world influence you. Us being Jews, and we have this privilege because we are the children of Avraham Avinu. And you know what's unique was with Avraham Avinu? Avraham. What was so unique with Avraham Avinu? His name was Avraham Ha'ivri. What's the meaning of Avraham Ha'ivri? What is that?
The Hebrew.
The Hebrew, this is one explanation. Beautiful. Listen to this one. In a second, Avraham, what's the explanation? Avraham Ha'ivri, meaning that Avraham Avinu stood up on one side. And 8.8 billion people standing on the other side. And they tell you Christianity is good. And they tell you Allah Akbar is good, Ya'anu Muslim is good. And then tell you Buddha is good. You know Buddha, the fat guy, you know the nice guy? The nice is good. And they tell you the cow. If you're going to go to India, cow is good. Cow, they bending over to the cow. Me, moo, moo. And they tell you the sun and the moon. And Avraham Avinu, one person. One person. Not only that he was not influenced, he influenced others. The whole world became believing in God. 70% of the world believe in one God, you know because of who? Because one person that went against the whole world. שלא שינו את שמם, את לבושם. The Tsar is telling to this Jew, why do you took this beard out? Why do you took the beard? I choose you because you are like this. If you want to look like American, I don't need you. I have 300 million American that every morning wake up and said, good morning, America. Perhaps, just perhaps. Well, you need another Jew to come to America and to be proud that he speak fancy schmancy English, that he went in to Harvard or any other university. They have 300 million American. You are a Jew. And Avraham, be proud in who you are. We have to be proud. And what a beautiful message is that. שלא שינו את שמם, את לבושם, את דיבורם. They spoke Hebrew, they spoke Judaism, they look like a Jew, they act like a Jew in the street. They didn't go with the street with this boom bam, bam 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 bam, hearing music and talking like a no. They went outside the street, they behaved, they saw older men in the subway, they stood up, they led them to have respect. How many people you know in the subway that stand up when they see older people? Almost none. Everybody busy in his smartphone. Suddenly everybody is busy. Why? 20 minutes, nobody want to stand up. Ever happened in our history, in our generation? In our parents' generation, ever happened when you saw older men, you didn't stood up? How many times you see children that disrespect the parents in public, screaming and shouting and embarrassing? We never saw it. You don't have to act like the place you are. Don't be influenced, just the opposite. Our job is to influence the world. The Tsar of Russia, Nikolai, is teaching all of us what the message is telling to the Jew. I didn't want you to become a goy. I want you to be proud in who you are. Egypt, they came out only because 210 years they didn't change. If this is so, I will tell you a few things and then we're going to get in. I want you to remember this one. The importance of keeping Shabbat. The importance of Shabbat. I will tell you today 5 different messages from Shabbat. I know it was not the topic. The topic was today the why 10. Why 10? Why 10 is why 10 plagues? Why Paro got? We're going to get to it in the end. If we're going to have time, Be'ezrat Hashem, we're going to get. But I do want to add something that I know that your life will change after it. And you're going to do it every Shabbat. At least you're going to take something with you in your pocket. Do you know that according to the Shulchan Aruch, it's very, very important and crucial to eat fish on Shabbat. Fish. And many of us, many traditions in my house, there are 4 different fish almost every Shabbat. One is a gefilte fish for the Ashkenaz. The other one is Moroccan fish for me. Another fish is, the salmon that you buy in Costco for the Russian. The salmon, and then they have these legs and cut it right. And then they have sardine. And we have many fish. Why is it important to eat fish on Shabbat? Listen to this. I had 1 different topics, but you know what? If I am already in, why is it important to eat fish on Shabbat? I will tell you 5 explanations. Each one of them is better from each other, and then we're going to see. Yes. Anyone know the answer? Abraham, can you answer why fish? Why fish? I will tell you how much is important. The Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh, Rabbi Israel Baal Shem Tov, was living in a big city. You know why he left the city? You know why he moved in to live in Mezhebush? Because in the big city there was no river. He said, I cannot live in the city when there's no fish. He moved the city because of a fish. In order to eat Shabbat fish. What's the big deal? I don't understand. We are Sephardim, especially Bukharian. Oshpelo is good enough. Or Sevu v'Gush Gozhe, cover. Why do we need fish? I don't understand. Why do we need fish? We love meat. Why fish? Yes, Avram? Adam? Beautiful. The first, I'm going to tell you, the first reason is simple. Kol האוכל דג ביום דג ניצל מדג. This is not halacha, this is a nice idea. Let's not take it too heavy, too seriously, but it's nice. Anyone that eats fish in the day of fish, be safe from fish. You hear that? Anyone that eats fish in the day of fish, be safe from fish. What's it, gibberish? Rabbi, you talk to us what? What means fish? Anyone that eats fish, very simple, then you right? Fish is what? Dag. In the day of fish, Eddie, how much is dag in Hebrew? Dag is Dalet Gimel. Dalet is how much? 4. Gimel is how much? 3 plus 4 is how much?
7.
So Shabbat is which day?
7.
Beautiful. So Shabbat is the 7 days, right? Is the day of fish. Be saved from fish. Which fish you have to be saved? You know which one? Dina shel Gehennam. Din Gehennam. You're going to be saved from Gehennam. Nice. Nice. Anyone that eats fish and the day of fish, most likely because I'm going to tell you why. You know why? What? Because of fish, you're going to be saved from Gehennam. Right away, Daniel said, where is the Torah? Where is the mitzvot? Mitzvot. Taira. Well, because of fish, you're going to be saved. What is this? And the answer is, if you're so makpid to eat fish in Shabbat, most likely you keep in Shabbat. And if you keep Shabbat, you're in a good direction. Ladies and gentlemen, if you keep Shabbat, you're going to be saved from any punishment that you... Shabbat is the greatest blessing. So, if you're so makpid in fish, okay, this one. Second, you see, fish, their eyes is always open. What's it? Not Avram. What's your name? Yeshua, fish. Did you realize that fish never sleep? Their eyes is always open, right? Yeshua, you married? When you're going to be married, you're going to know that your wife never sleep. Always one eye is closed, the other one is open. To make sure you don't make fadichot, you don't make mistakes. Don't worry. I'm not going to tell you everything, but one thing I will tell you. They're like fish. Always one eye is open, watching you. like a camera, walking live for camera. Okay, but hi, Eddie, Be'ezrat Hashem, very soon by you, Eddie. Alex, getting married is having a wife that always awake. Fish is to remind us that the eyes of God never sleeping. Shabbat is to remind us, my eyes is always open. You know why? You're closing your business in Shabbat. And you sacrifice. And you're being frightened. Maybe I'm going to lose it. God said, don't worry. Lo yanum velo yishan shomer Israel. God never sleeps. He's always watching over us. Shabbat is a holy day to remind all of us that the eyes of God is always open. It's very important to eat fish. Ena pekicha. The eyes is open. Second reason, right? Number 3. Do you know why in Shabbat we eat fish? Listen to this. Beautiful explanation. Tonight you like it, like every Monday night. But tonight is fire. Listen to this. You know why? What makes fish better from animals? Who's that? Rabbi Leo Bar Shalom, when he came here, the rabbi of Bat Yam, he said, do you know what's unique? Fish you don't need to fix. Anything that you want to eat, I mean I'm talking about animals, all the animals, not food, animals, you have to fix. Can you eat chicken right away? What do you have to do? Shechita, right? Can you eat meat right away? You have to do shechita and salt, and you have to check inside. It takes a few days until you're going to eat the meat, right? Fish, can you eat right away? You can even eat raw fish, sushi. That's it, right? You can eat it right away, right? You cut the fish, you put it in the barbecue, you don't have to fix. Meaning, fish is perfect. You eat perfect animals in a perfect days. I will explain. Just came into my mind today. What's the connection? You see, during the week, we're not supposed to sleep too much. Just the opposite. We're not supposed to eat. We eat because we have to. You know, tzaddikim, they don't eat during the week so much. Some rabbis, they don't eat meat during the weeks. Many rabbis, they don't eat in general. They're fasting, especially in time of Shovavim. All the tshuva that we have to do, tikkun habrit, tikkun ha'einayim, shmirat ha'einayim. It's a big deal during the weeks to make a big teshuvah. To suffer. To fix yourself. But they have one day that you sleep and you sleep. You eat like a food processor. And you eat extra, and they tell you eat more, and eat more. Which day is that? Shabbat. Wow. Shabbat is a perfect day. Even the physical that during the weeks is not so holy, and Shabbat become holy. You eat perfect animals in the most perfect days in the week. Which day is that? Shabbat. Wow, listen to this. This is number 3. Right, number 3. Number 4. Shtika. If it's anything, Adam, that fish known for is what? Silent. Silent. In the time of the Shovavim, they have a fast that is much greater from Yom Kippur, maybe 600 times better from Yom Kippur. You fast one Yom Kippur, 600 Yom Kippur. You fast one fast, is better from the 600 Yom Kippur. Are you will ever fast 600 Yom Kippur? No. How much is the top? 80 to 120, but he's right, 80. Why did he say 80? Not because you want to live short, because in the first 10 years or 13 years you're not fasting usually. Right? So we're talking about 90 to 100 years, right? You're going to fast 100 years Yom Kippur. And you're going to fast one day. This day is better 5 times. Well, which fast is that? Which fast? Let's see if you can figure out. Which fast?
Shavavim.
Yes, but which fast? What do you do? What do you do in this fast?
Oh, that's on Monday, Thursday, Monday.
No. But which fast is that? No. A fast, a real fast? No. They have a fast that call Ta'ani Dibur. You know Ta'ani Dibur?
Oh yes, speech.
You wake up in the morning and you eat 3 meals and you unlimited eat. And the only and you know you can, but one thing you cannot do, you cannot speak. You cannot say anything except, by the way, that day you speak the most. You don't stop talking, but you're talking only Divrei Torah. You open the Gemara and you read the Gemara. Tradition-wise, we finish the Tehillim, the book of Tehillim, 3 times. Not 3 times, 3 times plus 8 chapters. You know why 3 times plus 8 chapters? Because if you're looking for a husband, how do you say husband in Hebrew? How do you say husband? Chatan, right? Chatan. How much is chatan in numerical number? Chet, taf, nun. How much is that? How much is that? Chet, taf, nun. 458. 458. How many chapters Abraham we have in the Tehillim? 150. If you finish it 3 times, is how much? Plus 8 chapters. The groom is on his way. The groom is on his way. You Chatan is going to be a holy man. You pray for him. Ay. Listen to this. Tradition, you cannot read. We're going to do. By the way, every year, 1 week we're going to do it. And so on Sunday, I will let you know, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, I will let you know. I'm looking forward to see you. We're going to have breakfast, beautiful breakfast. We're going to have lunch. We're going to speak all day long, Divrei Torah. But you don't answer the phones. You don't send text messages. You don't talk to nobody, nothing. No good morning, no good night, no good afternoon, nothing. Except Divrei Torah. And 1 day of Ta'ani Dibur is better from 600 Yom Kippur. Nothing is greater. Nothing. 1 time that you keep Lashon Hara, that you're not talking, is better from any fast that you're going to do. 1 time. A whole day that you're not talking. This is the fish. You know why fish? Because fish come to remind you. You know what's unique about fish? Shh. In Shabbat, you know that Chacham Ovadia Yosef, in Shabbat was never sleeping? He didn't sleep. The whole Shabbat he didn't sleep. What did he did? Even in the oldest age, when he becomes sick, so the children insist to shut off the light in his room. You know what he used to do? He used to have like a closet with the light. The whole night you see the Chacham Ovadia with the books in the closet. So they shut off the closet. What did he do? On the hallway, between the room and the bathroom, he used to put chair above the zip because the small light is like this, reading. He didn't sleep. Rabbi David Ozeri from Brooklyn, one of the rabbis in Brooklyn, great man, great individual. Rabbi David Ozeri invited him to live in his house. And listen to what he did. The whole night in Shabbat, he was in the closet room. When he came in the morning, he saw the rabbi is coming out from the closet. He asked, what are you doing in the closet room? The wife said, don't worry, he was there the whole night. Because the only light that was existed in the closet room, you know, American, they have a special, fancy schmancy. You have a closet room. So in the closet room, you leave the light on. Chamavadi didn't sleep. The whole Shabbat used to mumbling Divrei Torah. David HaMelech is the one. David HaMelech knew. When he asked God, tell me when I'm going to die. God said, I cannot say it. I never said to nobody. He said, you know what? Tell me the day. The day I'm going to die. God said, you know when you're going to die? Shabbat. What David HaMelech said? I'm going to overcome the systems. What I'm going to do? I'm going to study Shabbat. Every Shabbat in this moment, he never sleep. He was sitting and reading Tehillim, Divrei Torah, The devil cannot touch you. And every Motzei Shabbat, when Motzei Shabbat came, he made a feast, a big feast. Why? Because now you have guarantee 1 week. Which person have guarantee 1 week? David HaMelech had. God told him Shabbat. So meaning Motzei Shabbat, 1 week. And how do we call this Seudah after Shabbat? Seudat David HaMelech. Why? David Malka Mashiach. Right? Why? Because David HaMelech is the one that did it. The power of Torah, the Talmud Torah, the fish remind you, you see, in life in general. And we all have to study it, especially the young and the smart people in the room. And I say it many times in Shalom Bayit. I never heard a person that say, I'm sorry for what I didn't say. You know, many times we're supposed to say something and we didn't say it. Okay. But I heard thousands of people that said, I wish I never said what I said. Alex, how many times we say something and go and take it back? I never heard a person say, I'm sorry I didn't tell you, Rabbi, that the class was great, nothing, big deal, you didn't say it. But you know how many people feel bad that they say something that they're not supposed to? Go and take it back. Death and life is in the hand of the tongue. At least 1 day in a week, when you eat the fish, you remind yourself, silent. לא מצאתי לגוף טוב בשתיקה. Eddie, I never find. Might be that this is the message of the mask. Why do we put mask? Why do we put mask? Now we have another corona, and how do you call it? This guy here. American. American, everything, don't worry. American is on his way, don't worry. American today, American tomorrow, don't worry, it's going to be many of them. Why God doesn't stop it? Because we didn't get the message. And the message is, keep quiet. Be silent. You come to synagogue, keep quiet. You're talking to your friend, don't speak Lashon Hara, don't speak Rechidut. The message of the fish, number 4 is silent. And number 5, beautiful class, huh? Number 5, a message from the fish. Next week we're going to speak about white hen. But tonight, this night, a message from the fish. The fish talked to me, and he gave me 5 messages. The first one is, if you eat fish in the day of fish, you'll be safe from fish. The second message is, the eyes of God is always open. The same way that the eyes of a fish are always open, God is always watching, for good and for better. When you do a scene in under door, you're closing the doors, under the basement, God is watching. God is watching. God is always watching. You cannot overcome. Maybe it's no camera, but the camera of God is always working. God is watching. If you need the help of miracles, just ask. God is watching. Shabbat is a day that God is watching and remind you that the whole week I'm watching. Number 3, fish is the only item that is perfect. Shabbat is a day of perfect. You don't have to fix it. Shabbat, you sleep, is a mitzvah. You eat, is a mitzvah. You talk, is a mitzvah. You pray, is a mitzvah. Everything you do in Shabbat is a mitzvah. Physical spirituality. Number 4, remember, to talk is a mitzvah, as long that you talk, Divrei Torah. People is coming into a Seudat Shabbat. Biden, Schmeiden, you know, we have now a new, what's his name? Mayor. This mayor is better from the other one. Why? 100%. Why in Shabbat? Why in Seudat Shabbat? Why does Seudat Shabbat have to be different between Biden or the previous president, Mr. Trump, or not? During the days, during regular days, why on Shabbat? Shabbat you spend to stand up and to say Divrei Torah. You sitting down, you standing by sharing Divrei Torah on the parasha. Not Chas v'Shalom. How many times you hear people sitting down in Shabbat and all what they do, they're judging the neighbor, the friends, the cousin. This one show up, this one didn't show up. And the weddings, they did it. The whole Shabbat is Lashon Hara. The fish remind you, silent. לא מצאתי לגוף אותו משתיקה. And number 5. להוסיף תבשיל. According to הלכה, Abraham, Binyamin, according to הלכה in Shabbat, we have to add 1 extra meal. 1 extra fish, 1 extra food. Now, meat, we eat the whole week. I mean, we eat. Shawarma, oshpano, we eat the whole week. So it's nothing unique. In Shabbat, you have to add something unique. Something unique you have to add. If this is so, now we understand why in Shabbat. Do you know why? Because Shabbat come to remind you. The same way that you have to add in food. By the way, this is the reason the Baal Shem Tov HaKadosh left the city. He said in Shabbat is halacha b'Shulchan Aruch. You have to add extra meal, extra food in the tables. Especially Seudah Shlishit. Because Seudah Shlishit usually nobody eat meat. So you have to have at least fish, that this is a respectable food. Fruit and vegetable is not respectable. Fish or meat. So in Seudah Shlishit that nobody eat meat. But you know why? Maybe to remind us that at least in Shabbat, we have to add extra spirituality. If every day we pray 40 minutes or 30 minutes shacharit, in Shabbat, don't swallow the tefillah. Enjoy the tefillah. If every day we don't have time for Shiur Torah because we are working, we have to pay the mortgage, we have to pay food, we have to pay here, and Shabbat, come to Shiur Torah. Add something extra in Shabbat. Don't just pass it. Change from it. Live it. Experience it. And Shabbat is a time for all of us to add. To add in tefillah. You know, throughout the weeks, Eddie, throughout the weeks, you cannot, even halacha-wise, you cannot choose chazan in a regular business minyan that is singing and dancing and it's beautiful, but they call it tirad tzibura. You know what I mean, tirad tzibura? You cannot make the crowd wait for you. You cannot make the crowd wait. You have to give. People have to leave 8:30. You start 7:30. You have to finish by 8:30. You cannot choose a chazan that his voice, every word is 2 minutes. He's going to finish 9 o'clock. People have to make parnasah. During the weeks and Shabbat, you're supposed to go to minyan. They're taking the times. If you're going to go into Crown Nights, you're going to see people praying 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. I know people myself that praying 5 hours. You don't understand. They don't pray with minyan. They start with the minyan. But they cannot have the minyan finish. What? They sitting down after the minyan 2 hours. Or 3 hours after the minyan. Every word by word. They have kavanah. You know what the enjoyment is that? In Shabbat you have extra soul. It's not in order to sleep more. It's not in order to eat more. What do we do with the extra soul? Instead of eating only 1 plate of oshpano, 7 plates. And then we have more food and more food. Food processor. This is not the purpose that God gave us extra soul. Do you know that in Shabbat we have neshama yetera? So what do we do with this neshama? Eating more. Instead of sleeping 6 hours, we sleep 12 hours. This is what you do with the neshama yetera? No. In Shabbat you take this extra soul and you pray double the time. If in a regular day you pray in 40 minutes to 1 hour, Shabbat 2 hours to 2.5. If in a regular day the shiur is half an hour, Shabbat you demand the rabbi 1 hour. I want to go extra. Don't be cheap. Don't be soft. Just opposite. Demand from the rabbi to come to the shul. I want to study. Why? Fish. We have extra plate. Extra plate. What a message. What a message. Ladies and gentlemen, what a message. The fish talked to us and gave us 5 messages. I will end with a story that we all grew up. We all grew up with. Yosef Mokir Shabbat. Was a man, being a child, I have to finish with this story, that was, used to buy every Shabbat, used to buy the most expensive fish in the market. He used to look for a good fish. You know, not discount rate. The best fish, the best food. And he used to say, Lichvot Shabbat Kodesh. You know why I'm buying it? I'm buying it for, they said that Shammai ve'Hillel, Shammai the whole week, Sunday, he used to buy something, he used to say, Lichvot Shabbat Kodesh. Sunday, Shabbat is 6 days, Lichvot Shabbat. So this Rabbi Yosef Mokir Shabbat, he used to say, Lichvot Shabbat. And he was always putting on his money. One day, the Paritz, the mayor of the city, make fun of them. He hates Jews, especially religious. He said, why you spend so much money? Shabbat. And the guy said, what are you talking? God paid. He said, God paid? Which God paid? I don't understand. Why God? You're spending the money. This is what the rabbi teach you in the schools. I don't understand. You're such an innocent and foolish human being that you believe in what the rabbi tells you. Hashem paid because you say, Lichvot Shabbat Kodesh, Hashem paid. What kind of nonsense this guy is telling him? The Jew said, God paid. He said, okay. Listen to this. One day the Paritz went in and he had his own stone. And he took it in, diamond stones, diamond rings, beautiful. He kept all his money because they told them, listen to this. They told this guy. You know, he went into Stargazer. You know Stargazer, the one that's seen? And they told him, listen, how I'm gonna be rich for long? They said, no. Very soon the Jew next to you will take all your money. Why? How can it be that the Jews? He said, the Jew will take all your money. He said, there's no way. What did he do? He sold all his money and he put it on his hat. He tied very strong, 1 diamond, $5 million. That's it. Now the Jew will never touch my money. The story being said like this, he was walking on the bridge, a wind came in, the wind took the hat and the diamonds fell down. Where? On the sea. And what do you hear? Bluk, bluk, bluk. The water is down. Now in that day, there was no fish. The whole Friday was no fish. Nobody, was a very difficult winds, rain, no fish. 3 o'clock afternoon, 1.5 hours before Shabbat, they succeed to what do you call it? Fish.
Catch the fish.
Catch a fish, but not a regular one, big one. Now they said only 1 fish, we have to make money of it. Who is going to pay for such a fish? Everybody said Yosef, the one that loves Shabbat, he's going to pay. 1.5 hours before Shabbat, who's going to pay for it? No Jews will pay, it's too late. They said, let's go. They didn't wait. All of them went to Yosef. Yosef, we have a fish. The only fish in the market, you want it? He said, yes, how much it cost? They put the price, 10,000. He said, okay, bring it on. He gave them everything that he had for this fish. He opened the fish and he felt that something is there. He cut the fish. What did he find? The diamonds. He went in and he made Shabbat. What a Shabbat, what a food, what a light. He bought right away a new chandelier. He called the Akil with the light. He said, put brand new light. He called the Chinese people to renovate the house in 1 hour. 1 hour. He put new carpet, new table, balagat. And the Paris and that mayor of the city and that rich man that hate the religion, he's walking in and he see beautiful light, beautiful house, and beautiful food. He said, Yosef, where exactly you got all this money? He said, Hashem paid, Lichvot Shabbat Kodesh, Lichvot Shabbat Kodesh. So what exactly happened in this Shabbat Kodesh? He said, you remember the tradition that I have to buy fish? The fish is talking to us. The fish is talking to us. He said, that fish today came with $5 million in his mouth. He was swallowed the diamonds. The goy stood up and said, Hashem Melech, Hashem Malach, Hashem Imluch. And Yosef was looking, he said, shh, לכבוד שבת קודש. לכבוד שבת קודש. Remember the first message of tonight. Do not be ashamed from your identity. Be proud in who you are. And the second message is 5 messages that we took from a fish. Why do we eat fish on Shabbat? Thank you very much. רבי חנניה בן הקשה אומר, רצה הקדוש ברוך הוא לזכות